The Yankees and Mets are two of the hottest teams in baseball, and all of New York is looking forward to this year's Subway Series. But before they compete on the diamond, the rumored to compete for national star Juan Soto, who the team is open to trade after he rejected a 15-year, $440 million offer. And now no one knows baseball like Jon Heyman, and he joins us now. So, Jon, the Yankees and Mets are trying to trade for superstar Juan Soto. It won't be easy to get him. You quoted someone who's saying it's going to be like Kevin Durant. So what would each team have to give up in order to bring him in?
Yeah, it's going to be like Kevin Durant, and they have a 2-week deadline because the deal would have to be struck by the deadline of August 2nd. So it is not going to be easy. It will take a ton, and deservedly so. He is arguably the best hitter in the game, and I would make that argument that he is the best hitter in the game. So they would ask for a lot. And from the Yankees, you got to figure that it's going to start with Volpe, Dominguez, all their top prospects. That's probably their best shot to give them several of these top prospects. I'm not just talking about two. I'm talking about 4, 5 top prospects. From the Mets, I have to think it's going to be more difficult. They are in the same division. I don't think the Nats really want to see Juan Soto come to town 3 times a year for 9 games a year with the Mets. I'm just not seeing that. I think it's a long shot for the Mets. The Mets do like to hold on to their prospects. I mean, I got to think the ask is going to probably begin with Pete Alonso. So I think that's probably going to be difficult for the Mets to do. They need an extra hitter to combine with Alonso to give themselves a chance here to win the World Series this year. So that will not happen. They'd have to look at the Mets prospects. Obviously, Francisco Alvarez, the catcher, is their top prospect. Could start with him, but add from there. Mets are reluctant to deal those prospects, though. So I think it's going to be difficult. Obviously, he's very well paid, $17.1 million this year. A lot more than that going forward, as we know. But the prospect cost is really going to be the sticking point.
All right, so when it comes to ask, it looks like the Yankees are in a better situation. But let's talk skill set. Where will he be a better fit, the Yankees or the Mets?
Well, obviously, the Yankees already have a great right fielder in Aaron Judge, but he could play center. He's shown that this year. For that ballpark, I mean, Soto would be incredible. So, I mean, you've already got the best power in baseball with Stanton and Judge and all the rest. Matt Carpenter, I should throw in there at this point. I mean, they would be quite a dynamic lineup. You'd have to say on paper even better than the Dodger lineup. So obviously a good fit for them. I mean, I think he could fit anywhere. The Mets are looking for that hitter. As I said, you can plug him into the outfield. You know, Marte has done well in right, so I would say left field would probably be where they have to go, or they could move Marte to left field. You know, any team is going to be able to make room for Soto, and he would fit anywhere. As I said, I think he's the best hitter in baseball. He'd be great for any team. I'd say for the actual team on the field right now, I'm going to say the Yankees are a little better fit than the Mets.
I mean, you're saying these two teams are not going to be the only suitors when you're talking about a generational talent like Soto. So if not the Yankees or Mets, which team would most likely land Soto?
You know, I would look for the spenders and the teams with a general manager who's willing to take a shot. I would look at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Obviously, they've got a lot of money. They've made some big deals recently, certainly traded for Betts, traded for Freeman. They have the prospects to do it and the resources to do it as well. Got to look at the Dodgers. They're competitor to the Padres. I mean, they shocked us with even Eric Hosmer, then with Manny Machado. We know that their GM, A.J. Preller, loves Soto. He came close to signing him as an amateur. He will be in there pitching as well. And then the Texas Rangers, who spent $500 million on their double play combination of Semien and Seager. I mean, they've got the money. They have the need. Their outfield could use some work, and they still want to keep going. So those would be the 3 teams I would look at. But, you know, I think a lot of teams are going to investigate this. I listed 10 on NewYorkPost.com and in the New York Post. You know, I didn't even list Seattle or St. Louis. They could be as well. It's going to be a lot of teams showing interest, but who's willing to give up those prospects? That is the question. And who has them? Because it's going to take a lot.
It's going to be a feeding frenzy. The trade deadline is August 2nd. So, Jon Heyman, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.